Okay, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. So we're going to talk about uh, the supplements, like the Islamic supplements industry, and what direction it's going in. What are our concerns with this? What are our concerns with the role of Muslim influencers, and in some cases, even some of the shuyukh or students of knowledge. So I think you have a lot to say on this topic. So why don't you start off?
Yeah. So I just wanted to touch on the fact
Just
that
before you say that, bro, I just want to say that this episode is sponsored by Sunnah Supplements.
I knew you got this out.
I'm not cutting that out. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Fine. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. So I just wanted to touch on a point which one of the scholars I heard him say, and I think it's a relatively important point because we're seeing a lot of this actually right now. So obviously we know that scholars are the learned people of our Muslim society, and they play a big role in influencing the public. They're a source of knowledge. We go to them for fatwa. They teach us, so they have a responsibility. And a lot of the scholars obviously are now on social media, and because of social media, unlike before, a lot of these scholars are, you can somewhat say, public celebrities, right? We know a lot of scholars who are very popular wherever they go. They have a lot of public following, which obviously increases their responsibility. And what we're seeing at the moment is what Mufti Sahaba, one of the scholars, said is that if a scholar's job is to guide the public, even guide the leaders, um, and he should use his position very responsibly. He should not try and cash his fame uh, and use it for his own benefit, like money or business, for example. And he touches on this point, which is important because we're not saying it's haram, but definitely it's not very ethical and very a good. It's not a very. It has a very negative lighting from the scholar. For example, if a scholar has become famous, world famous, which a lot of them are, then he starts to use his name to stamp it on businesses, advertisements, right? And we're seeing this a lot. For example, I open a supplement company, right? I want to sell it and I want to advertise it. I want to promote it. I'm going to get a popular scholar on YouTube and I'm going to get him to do an ad for me, right? Now, the scholar may take a fee for that. I may offer him a share in the business, like, if you do that for me, 10%, whatever. And if the scholar is doing these type of things, what's happening here is that he he got famous through Deen, and now he's cashing in through his fame through the Deen to make money or make his business, which can be very problematic because this can easily turn into, I mean, shaitan can then drive even, because we know, right? Scholars actually, shaitan is really trying to get them as well, because these are the most learned people of the society, right? And mostly the most pious as well. So this this can become worse and worse and worse. So Mufti Saab says that one should not, if a scholar wants to do a business, then he can do a business, but he shouldn't advertise, like use his fame to cash in on it, right? Whether it's someone else's business or his own business. And again, I just want to make this clear. I'm not saying it's haram, and neither is he saying that. But there is a fine line between what's ethical and what's not ethical, and using your position to make money, right?
Yeah, and also I
That's
would say that what's necessarily halal and haram for an ammi, a layperson, is not the same as for a scholar. So a scholar we would say that certain things could be impermissible for them, right? Because they are bringing into disrepute the religion. They're harming the reputation of the religion. A very famous example is when Imam Bukhari was once on a ship, and he had told someone on that ship that, oh, he had a fair amount of money with him, and then that person went when he heard this, he went to everyone else on the ship and said that, oh, I had this amount of money with me, the exact same amount of money that Imam Bukhari said he had with him, and I've lost it. And so he was hoping that by saying this, when the people of the ship find the money with Imam Bukhari, that they will say, oh, this person has stolen this other person's money. And so the people of the ship, they went searching around the entire ship looking for all this money, and it was a heavy amount of money, and they never found this money. And so this person then came back to Imam Bukhari, and he said, well, you said you had this money with you, and now we can't find it. What did you do with it? I mean, if this was me, if I was listening to this, I would have given him such a beating and a half. That you have the audacity to come back to me and ask me such a question when you put me into so much difficulty. But anyway, Imam Bukhari told him that he threw all the money overboard when this person made this claim. And the guy was shocked because he was like, that's a heavy amount of money, and he just threw it into the ocean. And Imam Bukhari said that I'd much rather lose this money than the religion's reputation be affected, that Imam Bukhari is going to be accused of being a thief. So there are many, many instances where the scholars were extra vigilant about what they did, because as that dua goes, right, we are make the famous dua where we ask Allah to protect us from putting others into fitna as a result of our own actions. Yeah. I think that's very, very important, that scholars should be held to a different regard. And I don't think this is just a nuance, or some kind of Sufi level maqam 35, where as an afterthought you can do this or not. And to be honest, where is the precedence for this? Like, where is the precedence for scholars standing next to a Colgate toothpaste, like as if he's Shah Rukh Khan or something like that, right? Like, with all due respect, did any previous scholar do this? No. There's not a single example that I can think of where any scholar worth his money started advertising products for other people. Yeah, the scholars made money in the past. Some of them, many of them were poor, but some of them did business. But they never marketed their name on that business. Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu, very famously, because of the Prophet's dua, he was a very, very successful businessman. Everything he did had a huge amount of barakah in it, and everyone wanted to do business with him. But that's because he was making money. That's because they knew that whatever this person touches, it will have an immense amount of barakah because of the Rasul's dua. So nothing to do with, oh, buy this miswak because it's being marketed by the Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu, right? So I just think that this is totally unacceptable for scholars to be marching out like Bollywood stars or Hollywood stars and have their face next to some shop or some. I don't care if they use it or not. I don't care if they believe in it or not. Right? This is basically commodifying the deen. And the other thing I was going to say was that, unfortunately, many of the products that they market are completely just snake oil. I have to be completely honest. A lot of these supplement products, where they just whack the word sunnah in front of it, and you're like, what the hell has this got to do with the sunnah? Only God knows, right? I don't know how they get away with that. But they Islamicize a lot of these supplements which have either no relationship with the sunnah or a very shaky relationship, to be honest, right? There are only a few foods which have been overtly praised by the Rasul Sallallahu right? I mean, you can correct me on this, bro, right? Honey, milk, right? Maybe one or two others. Maybe you can say, oh, you can eat liver because that's what you're going to eat in Jannah. Or maybe you can say you should eat fruits because the Quran said that there's going to be fruits in Jannah. There's a handful of things, but somehow all of these these influencers have come out with like this laundry list of every supplement under the sun. And a lot of these supplements that have been overtly praised in the Quran or in the Sunnah, they're freely available. Why do you need to market them? I don't understand this. Like black seed oil, like with all due respect, what's so special about your black seed oil? There's like, just get any black seed oil. Why do you have to get your specific one? But unfortunately, that's not even the case. Majority of them, they're just selling snake oil. I'll be honest. These collagen supplements or whatever, they have no relationship or they've never been proven to do anything of any note for you at all. And yet they market them as if this is not only a religiously inspired supplement for you and it's going to change your life. And oh, by the way, this mufti is also standing next to this and he's really just like giving a thumbs up. This is really just taking full-blown advantage of the religion. And this is following in the footsteps of other nations. I'll be completely honest, this whole practice is borrowed from the people of the book because the people of the book are doing justice. They have their own supplements and products and healing cures blessed by Saint so-and-so. And all we're doing is we're just doing the same thing. I'm not saying that, everything that you do in life must be evidence-based and backed by 50,000 publications. But, as you yourself said, prior to us speaking on here, Islam has actually made it very simple and very clear as to how one can lead a healthy life. Or at least do their part in living a healthy life. Whether you have a healthier life or not, ultimately is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's decree. But Islam has made it very simple for you and has made it very clear. Now, to overcomplicate it, which is another thing that we borrow from other nations, is really doing it in not only in injustice to the Islamic tradition, but it's actively working against it. Because now you're coming to the people and saying, oh, no, you need this supplement and you need to do this secret technique and you need to pay me £50 a month in order to really take care of your health. So I have to be honest, majority of these people are snake oil salesmen. I don't care if people think they benefit from them. They should read up on the placebo effect. And if something has been explicitly praised or highlighted in the Quran or in the Sunnah, okay, go get it. But it doesn't need to be marketed out to the Muslim community. If anything, it should be afforded to them at the cheapest possible price. Yeah, it shouldn't be turned into some kind of money-making scheme. And these students of knowledge and these Muslim influencers and these, in some cases, even scholars who are standing next to these products really have some sense of shame. I mean, to see one scholar talk about IV vitamin infusion and the fact that his sore throat was relieved with it, when anyone from the medical field knows that IV vitamins literally do zero for you, like nothing. Like if you infuse them in yourself, you literally urinate them out 5 seconds later. Okay. So what this like, but this is ridiculous. This is crazy. And this is unfortunately a side effect from borrowing other nations. Other nations, they've turned their healthcare system into some kind of money-making scheme. And then that has resulted in complete distrust of any medical doctor. And there are many problems with the medical healthcare industry. There's no two ways about it. With the pharmaceutical industry, with the medical healthcare industry, with scientific research, there are many, 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 many problems. But the solution is not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? And to say, oh, actually, screw everything. We need to turn to random supplements which have no relationship, have no evidence, have no real backing in the Sunnah, just these herbal supplements because they sound nice. Oh, it's organic. And then let's just smack the word Sunnah in front of it and let's get a guy with a big beard to stand next to it. I mean, is this the level of our Muslim community? Is this our worth? That we're just continuously being taken a ride from every single person on the corner? Like, this is insulting. I cannot believe that we are participating in these kind of activities, and we're allowing them to be marketed. And forget about all the other stuff, like getting women to market products, which I 10, 20 years ago, if you told someone in the Muslim community this, they would laugh at your face. But we are just the masters, particularly the Muslim minority communities. We are the masters of copying other nations, exactly as the Rasul said. We market our deen, we shove women into the limelight, and we get them to advertise it. I don't care if she's wearing hijab. We don't get women to advertise their products, right? But a lot of these supplements, because they're trying to target the women audience, they put a woman in front of the camera. And Muslims are okay with this? So from every aspect, from like bottom up, top down, this entire pseudo industry, unlicensed, unregulated, no evidence, no relationship really with the Islamic tradition, fully taking advantage of the Muslim community, commodifying and turning the deen into some kind of marketplace. This is unacceptable at every possible level. And if people want to make money, let them make money actually making useful products for the Muslim community, not by selling snake oil. Make a useful product. There's no problem in that. Like everyone else used to do back in the day. Start a restaurant, make bread, invent something of use, invent a useful service. There is no problem in any of these activities. Why do we need to resort to these useless snake oil? Because it's easy, right? Let's be honest here. You can just take any stupid little supplement, smack an Islamic name on it, and then sell it out to the gullible Muslim community who understandably they feel tired, they feel fatigue, they feel all these problems, which are all side effects and symptoms of living in this modern, liberal, secular society, right? Where you're isolated, where you're worked to your absolute bone, where there's no barakah in any aspect of your life. And we're suffering from all these side effects, and then we go to these people and say, hey, your solution is not, I don't know, go eat healthily and go to the mosque for every salah, and to maintain the relationship with your relatives, as the hadith says, whoever wants to increase their lifespan, let them maintain relationship with their blood relatives. Your solution is not to serve your parents. Your solution is not to pray tahajjud, right? Your solution is not to not waste your time and not abuse your body. And no. Your solution is take this stupid supplement here. That will solve all your problems. Sorry, I went off on a bit of a rant there.
No, that's fine. I think that's important. I just want to highlight, unfortunately, I'm going to, by saying Sunnah supplements, it may seem we're targeting a particular brand, but to be very honest, I just want to read out some of the things that this type of company is advertising, right? Do you want to elevate your mood? Do you want to fall asleep faster? Do you want to improve your gut health? Do you want to fuel your body with more energy? Do you want to improve your nourish your glow from inside and out, hair, skin and nails, bone health, joint health, immune health, results of halal collagen protein, mango lassi collagen drink with vitamin C, suhoor support, dates and honey. And then there's something about,
I'm surprised they're not saying, do you struggle with maths?
Yeah, I mean,
are you struggling to learn Arabic?
I mean, look, honestly, the point here is this. The point is this, as you said, is that I don't want to, but generally, from the hadith, Quran. Yeah, there's recommendation for honey. There's recommendation for black seed oil, which kalonji they call it. Maybe a few other stuff. These are natural ingredients. You should take it. It's there recommended. Yeah, that's fine. Other than that, I'm sorry, if you can go to any medical professional, you should go to the medical professional, because obviously they are working in the medical field. They know what, energy, tiredness, low mood. This is not correctable by some supplement, right? This is quite ridiculous, right? If you speak to any really qualified nutritionist, I've heard lay people saying, scholars saying that they've gone to villages in some of the more poor areas, and they've got apart from maybe infections and other stuff, they know a lot of people who've lived way longer than people in sort of the more modern cities. Why? Because they've got a natural diet, right? Someone put it very simply that if the food didn't exist 100 years ago, don't eat it, right? So he makes it simple. Eat any animal products, eat anything that existed 100 years ago, and eat anything that's grown from the ground, i.e., plants, fruits, vegetables, all that stuff. That is the whatever organic thing they talk about, right? Forget all the other stuff. Forget the supplements. Eat real food, right? I don't understand this. Many people, if you speak to any, it's funny because if you speak to any athlete, any, even the gym guys, the muscle building guys, you know what, these supplements, they tell you themselves that these are just gimmicks to make money, right? They may have 5% benefit, like an icing on the cake, but if you want to get healthy, grow muscle, all that, it's real food, it's real natural food you're going to eat. So people know this from a long time, right? There's this Huel product and all these products coming out because, as you said, people have gone so crazy, they don't have time to sit down for 5 minutes and eat a meal, so let's just gulp this supplement down, right? And it's repeatedly shown, you gulp down 100 grams of liquid protein, these supplements, it has hardly any effect compared to if you ate 100 grams of protein from actual real food, right? And so any of these people that are selling this stuff, they know this. They know that there is no evidence behind any of this, right? They've just chucked a supplement out there. 5 people took it, as you said. Anyone can Google placebo effect. 5 people took it, they feel better, they feel good. Oh, come on, let's make a business out of this. And yes, again, we're saying it's not haram because the product itself is halal. Okay, like fine, we'll appreciate that the product is halal, but this is not the way to do. This is not ethical to do business like this. And then, as you said, on top of that, you get a speaker who then puts his name on there as well to advertise it. Based on what? I don't know. Right? What is this based on? Like, I mean, I've read this out to you, and even the people who are listening. Are you actually telling me that, improve your mood, improve your energy, improve your immune health? Sorry, strengthen your body's natural defenses. Which supplement is doing that? Support smoother movement, less stiffness in your joints, bone health, energy, balance your digestion for better mood, calm your body, sleep faster. Brother, sleep faster? Like, you're going to take a supplement and to sleep faster? I mean, I'm finding this comical.
Ridiculous. Huh? They've done the typical thing, and again, the Muslim community, particularly the westernized ones, they're always 12 steps behind other communities, right? So everyone knows, especially those living in like North America, they've been exposed to this kind of marketing for like the last half, maybe 30, 35, maybe 50 years, right? Where on their daytime TV, there'll be adverts where they'll be like, do you suffer from low mood? Do you have 2 arms and 2 legs? Well, take the Zybadex, because then you'll become Superman, right? And all the Muslim community, or these influencers in particular, they're just playing catch up. They're just looking at these other people and going, "Oh, that's how you need to market. You just need to list every symptom known to man, and then you'll be like, yeah, you know what? In the morning, I do wake up. Actually, that's crazy. Maybe I should take this supplement because I also wake up like everyone else." And I'm sorry, but this is also secularization of the religion. Like, with all due respect, do you want to improve your mood by taking, I mean, yes, there are some people who there is an organic cause for their mood, but I mean, this is like, do you want to improve your mood? Read the Quran, my friend. Pray namaz. Make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? He's the one who controls your sleep. He says this in the Quran, but apparently in the subtext and commentary of this verse is actually this secret supplement that will improve your sleep. I mean, this is the typical thing, which is and this kind of product, the reason why it thrives in the un-Islamic, westernized, capitalistic system is because it asks you to do nothing. Actually, these kind of products, the reason why people gravitate towards them is because they get to continue their chaotic, um, unprincipled, crazy life in the way they are, and all they're going to do is they're going to chuck a supplement on top of it, and even that they won't take consistently, right? All these different ventures, their whole point is just to pay money to companies and then to get some stupid product which you'll never take consistently anyway, and to continue living your life however the hell you want to live your life. That's the problem. That is the problem, because the real changes that people need to make in their lives to get these benefits, which I must absolutely emphasize, are side benefits. Your first and primary goal is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Yes, I get it. People should work on their health, and their body is a responsibility from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it's like, don't make this the primary goal, my friend. But for those people who want to optimize their lives, then you live your life in accordance with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's commands, and maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with better sleep and better life and a long life and all this other stuff. But, don't run after these supplements which basically give you an excuse to continue living your life in opposition to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? There's a hadith: whoever wants to increase his lifespan, let him maintain his relationship with his blood relatives. The hadith is not whoever wants to increase their lifespan, let them get this secret hidden supplement that only will come onto the scene 1400 years later. So the reason, or a reason that you can put forward where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is tying increasing one's lifespan and his commandments, like maintaining relationship with your blood relatives, when the two apparently don't have any relationship with each other, is to emphasize that the one who's going to change your life is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not a supplement. So observe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's commandments, and even if your sleep does not improve, guess what? You will have a very nice sleep in the hereafter. But this whole, are you getting agitated? SubhanAllah, back in the day, people used to get agitated. They used to do dhikr. And we're saying this as people who, are familiar with the medical industry, the medical profession. And we're saying this, right? If you were stressed, you would do dhikr. If you were stressed, you would make dua. There are some people who have a physiological reason, and that needs to be addressed, but they are the absolute minority of the people. If you're stressed, you don't pop a supplement, my friend. Anything else you want to say on top of this?
No, I agree. I think enoug's been said, and I think what's just slightly worrying is that all these products that I'm reading out, they are done by supposedly quite religious people. So we're just saying that they should know better. And just to summarize, number one, what we're saying is that a person who has a social media presence and popularity through religion, he should not use his name and cash it for businesses, right? And then even worse than that, cash it for businesses like this, which are not even really proven. These, as you might mention, they just seem like gimmicks. So yeah, no, that's it.